Yo, what's good YouTube? Today I'm here with a tutorial. This is my second tutorial, but this is my first tutorial on this channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make a beat in the style
We gonna be okay.
for Osamason. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna play a preview and then I'm gonna break it down melody first, and then I'm gonna go over the drums. And then I'm gonna give y'all my arrangement tip. This gives me a 2-minute arrangement every time, so stick to the end for that. So that's the beat. We're gonna start going over the melodies. Alrighty, so first I got this one shot from Swish's drum kit. It's called Vintage Sign. Sounds like this. So first I started off with a counter melody. That sounds like this. Yeah, basically a simple top line melody with some strum notes. And how I get these strums, I'll put a note under another note and then select both of them, press Alt and S and strum it around here for about 12. And then once you do that, you're gonna connect them by pressing Control L, and that will connect them together. So that is, and then if you're sliding the lead, I would drag out this part so it slides into the next note. So the next sound I got is also from Swish's one-shot kit. This is sound I Bend. It's like a pulsating pad. This is only playing one note because the first 4 sounds I added, I had them all playing one chord, a minor chord. So this one's only playing one note out of the minor chord. You're gonna see the rest of the chord throughout the melody, so just stay tuned. Very subtle, very subtle. The next sound that we got is from A Shark's Try Your Magic kit. It's a pulsating bass called Screet. It sounds like this. It sounds unique as fuck. So like what I did with this, I used those very strong accented sounds at the end and the middle to create a call and response between this and another pulsating. You're gonna hear it in a second. And then on top of that, I added another pulsating bass. This one plays a call and response pattern from the first pulsating bass. This one is also from Shark's Trap Reimagined kit, and it sounds like this. And I have it playing a pattern all the way through, but you really listen to the first 2-3 notes. And when you put both of those together, it sounds like this. So the next one shot we have is also from Swish's drum kit. I think it's another pulsating lead. This is more like a pad, like a bell pad, but yeah. This is also playing the bottom note of the chord. So while the basses are playing middle notes, but also have their own call and response going on, This one is just playing the bass note of the chord, and then this one is playing one of the middle notes in the chord. This top line plays the top note of the chord at the beginning, but after that, it just goes crazy. So this is what that sounds like. Super simple, super simple. We're not overthinking nothing. We're just layering. All right, next I added a bass one shot from the Trap Reimagined kit, I believe. Yes, indeed, I got it from the Trap Reimagined kit. This one is very simple. It's just playing root notes and a little cascade right here. This is what that sounds like. Very saucy, very saucy. The next sound I added was this pluck from a Ian drum kit I have. It sounds like this. Alright, so for the last one, we have two Voxes. They're both playing, it's from a Ken Carson kit, I think. But they're both playing a call and response melody. This one sounds like this. And then this one sounds like this. I'm gonna just play both of them at the same time, and y'all just gonna hear it like that. So all together, all of those melodies sound like this. Cool. Now let's move on to the drums. First, I started with the snare from this High Soldier Osamason drum kit. Sounds like this. Now for Osamason beats, in typically okay beats, when he makes beats for Osamason, when you choose your claps and snares, they gotta have some character to them. They gotta have some oomph to them. Like the default clap is fine, but if you're using a snare, get you a longer snare. The pattern goes like this. Next up, we got the hi-hats. This one is also from the High Soldier kit. Sounds like this. Got a simple sped up two-step pattern with a lot of pauses in between. A lot of pauses. That's the sauce. To get a real good hi-hat bounce and not sound like Lil 88, you gotta throw pauses between your hi-hats. Maybe even rolls, but if typically when I'm going double time with my hi-hats, I don't put rolls because that's kind of OD. But anyways, this is what that sounds like. Very simple. Don't even gotta overdo it. Just less is more. You feel me? Next, I got this open hat from this Rex V2 drum kit. Shout out to Rex V2. Sounds something like this. I really find these stuttering open hats very saucy. Like, I could use these all day. I got a couple different ones that I switch out. This is my favorite one so far though. And here's what the pattern sounds like. Super simple, super simple. the next sound we have is this pure born gun drop sound effect. Now, this sounds very similar to the OK. This sounds very similar to the glass break that OK uses, so that's why I use it for real. I use it a lot in my OK type beats. It works for the purpose that I have it for. So,
And I'm too lazy to get the real fucking sound, so fuck you.
it's not the exact sound, but it gets the job done. Anyway, this is what that sounds like. Next, I got this perk from Pac-Man, and I got it playing these accent notes between the snare. This is what that sounds like. We're just gonna act like that last note wasn't like that, bro. Next sound we have is the Dolan combo. Got this from a Step Team drum kit. Shout out to Ivy's and them. This is what that sounds like. Next sound I got is this snare, and it plays a little roll at the end of the pattern. I'm gonna let that ride out. And last but most certainly not least, we got the Hack My Instagram 808, and it plays a pretty simple pattern. I like how the root note switches up on the 5, because it gives it so much more flavor. But yeah, here's that pattern. And now we have a full drum pattern. So first what we're going to do is grab all the melodies. We can do this by clicking the first one, holding shift, going to the last one, clicking, dragging those in, and then I'm going to paste these melodies in here 3 times. So we got a 4-bar loop. So in this case, it will be this first one shot that plays this top line melody. Then from there, I hear out what elements that play in the beginning, that I have played in the beginning, that I could take out. So I play everything together. And I like these vocals, but I feel like they could come in later in the beat. So I took them out for the first 16 bars. So everything else that I'm hearing on this side, I like it. So now let's go to this side. And variation is what makes your melodies pop out. So everything else that I'm hearing on this side, I like it. So now let's go to this side. And variation is what makes your melodies pop out. But what I do with these beats that I use the 1 chord method, I take out these 2 patterns, the second of the top one and the bottom one, because those ones are only playing 1 note. So might as well give more headroom in the beat. And then I take out the pluck since it's already been playing the entire time, and it gets kind of repetitive after a while, you know? Certain things like the bass and like the main elements of the melody should stay playing throughout the whole loop. We're going to start adding the drums. So again, we're going to select the first drum sound, select the last drum sound while pressing shift, and then drag them in. Now, arranging the drums is, if you think arranging the melody was simple, just look how fast I arrange these drums. So what we're going to do is also duplicate it over 3 times. Now, when I make a beat with a snare roll at the end, first thing I do is delete the first pattern and the third pattern. The first thing I do is delete the first pattern and the third pattern. The reason why is because as hard as the snare roll is, having it play over and over again gets very annoying. Again, what you need is repetition. I mean, what you need is repetition with variation. Less makes more. So, after I do that, I select these two. I select the last two. Fuck. After I get that out the way, I select these drums at the last two bars. I'm gonna deselect the snare roll because we want that to play, but we're gonna take this up one. We're gonna take this back one, so that all the drums cut off before it transitions into the next. Before it transitions in the next section of the beat. This gives it. This tip should be universally taught because this will taking out the drums at the end always makes the drop hit harder, no matter what. Now, for the next step, we're gonna focus on this part right here. What I like to do is select all the drums except for the 808, the open hat, and whatever plays in the beginning. So whatever I have playing on the one, aka this, we're gonna take these back 2, 1, 2. Just listen how this transitions. Once again, we're giving the beat variation with its repetition. Yes, we need the catchiness from the repetition, but we also need the variation to keep the listener from getting bored. So now, from here, we're going to paste this 3 times. And then we're going to grab the middle of the loop and drag it to the end. And that's it for my method. Now, arrangement is very, very subjective. Take this with a grain of salt. This is my method because it works for me. It gets it done fast and it sounds good every time. But don't be afraid to experiment with different types. I don't do this formula every single time, granted. I always mix it up, throw in something here and there. I might throw in a stutter pause here and there. But for the most part, if I want to get a beat done quick, I'm going to throw it on this. I'm going to do this little quick arrangement and then call it a day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please like and subscribe. It will really help out a lot. And make sure to comment down below what other tutorials you would like to see from me in the future. I do plan on getting consistent with these because I really enjoy making beats. And I feel like the process should be shared with the world. Once again, thanks for watching and have a blessed day.